Coming up on MovieBuff, we give Ben Affleck's little brother Casey the once-over in Gone Baby Gone. It's murder on the dance floor in slasher movie Prom Night. And extraordinaries, but not as we know them, in superhero movie.
Those Affleck brothers are a talented pair. The siblings have teamed up for thriller Gone Baby Gone. It's Ben's baby, pardon the pun, as he directed it and wrote the screenplay, with his younger bro Casey taking the lead role. Now, it's the first time Ben's been in charge on a big feature movie. So before we get to the nitty-gritty of what the film's about, how did he do? Well, Casey, speaking to us despite having a mega sore throat, bless, was very impressed.
I think that he's fantastic. I mean, he's really, really smart and kind of a lot smarter than anyone knows, I think. And he's a very quick study. And, you know, no matter how much you think you know, when you set out to make a movie, you're going to have to learn an awful lot, you know. And no matter what film school you went to or, you know, how many times you had an internship. So Ben picked it up pretty quickly and did a fantastic job.
Gone Baby Gone was well received by fans and the critics. So then to the plot. Well, it's all pretty dark, and in fact the reason that it wasn't out here last year is because film bosses feared that the storyline about a missing child was too similar to the Madeleine McCann case. But now, over a year later, they feel that it's okay to bring out Ben's directorial debut. So then, Casey Affleck and Michelle Monaghan star as two private investigators hired to find an abducted.
Do you know people in the neighborhood who don't talk to the police?
Wanted to.
So then, Casey Affleck and Michelle Monaghan star as two private investigators hired to find an abducted 4-year-old girl.
You ever investigated an abduction before?
I think Mr. McCready was hoping that we could help with the neighborhood aspect of this investigation.
It's a complicated tale of corruption and twisted love. Casey admits that working on the project was tough at times.
Thinking about the movie and playing the part, you know, we did a little bit of research, you know, and you learn a lot about sort of kidnappings and you know, what usually happens, how often they get solved, how often children come home, what often happens to the children while they're gone. That kind of information was pretty upsetting.
Affleck Jr. is not the only big name in the drama. Ed Harris and Morgan Freeman feature as a couple of troubled detectives. And newcomer Amy Ryan got an Oscar nomination for her part as a strung-out junkie mother. So if a hard-hitting, haunting thriller is what you like, Gone Baby Gone ticks all of the boxes. So hats off to Ben Affleck, the director. With so much sex in the city on our screens recently, if you're in need of a change, how about a high school horror story? Prom Night is out now, and yes, you've guessed it, it's not the magical night everyone had in mind. It focuses on a troubled Donna, played by Brittany Snow. Before the film even gets going, she's had her family murdered by a teacher who's obsessed with her. And on Prom Night itself, it seems that nightmare is coming back to haunt her.
Oh, I've missed you.
Wasn't necessarily a teen genre movie that was in your face, bloody, gory, people's heads are getting chopped off, you know, kind of over the top sort of thing. It was more about the suspense. It was more about, it was a thriller.
If you thought the title was familiar, then you'd be right. It's a remake of the 1980s thriller under the same name, but the similarity stops there. A huge body count, lots of rather grisly murders, but director Nelson McCormick has tried to get into the minds of the characters to really creep you out.
Yeah, that was one of the coolest things about the script, the fact that it was a crossbreed of genres. I thought that's what's going to make this stand out from just a slasher film. Matter of fact, we went very far away from that kind of storytelling because we thought there's a better movie here, there's a deeper movie here, the driving force is, can we stop this killer before he gets to his objective in time?
It may not be everyone's cup of tea and the reviews might be rather unenthusiastic, but if you like a fast-paced thrill, then it seems Prom Night has something to offer. As with all these films, the suspense is everything, and if you're the jumpy type, well, you'll be flinching every time they open the closet.
If you love the scary movie franchise, then there's some good news from its creators. The guys behind the funny films have used their very own special powers to bring us Superhero Movie, a spoof on, you guessed it, the superhero movies.
There we go. Rick! Oh, my God. How did you do that?
It's easier than it looks.
No, I don't think so. Why don't you tell me what's going on?
I think I have superpowers.
I find that hard to believe.
All right, how about this? Go ahead and throw as many punches as you want. I bet you $100 you don't land one.
Veteran comic actor Leslie Nielsen shows newcomer Drake Bell exactly how it's done, playing Uncle Albert Adams to Drake's Rick Ricker, also known in this movie as the Dragonfly.
7 genetically enhanced super dragonflies.
But there's only 6 in there.
Yes, I think you're beginning to see exactly which superhero Drake is taking the mickey out of. And just in case you're not, here's a subtle clue from the man himself.
It's pretty much Peter Parker. You know, it's kind of the nerdy kid at school. He's a photographer. He's, you know, he can't get the girl. He's, you know, very insecure.
Also bringing a bit of beauty to the cast is Pamela Anderson, aka the Invisible Girl, who's got her money riding on Drake being the next big thing. She may need to take another look at his CV though.
You know, I think Drake Bell's the male Hannah Montana, so I'm sure this is going to be a huge success, right? Isn't he? Doesn't he have a band? Anyway, I hope he, I think those shows are pretty popular with kids.
So if you fancy a flick that sees our hero battling to save the world one gag at a time, this is the film for you.